ourselves and each other. And that's what's important right now. It's very important right now.
We should question reality. Definitely, Clyde, we're only seeing like a small fraction of what's going on out there in this physical world.
Right.
We really don't know why things are going on the way that they're going on, or why we are here at this particular moment of time. And we can theorize about 2012 all we want, or what is God really, but asking these questions about our reality is what makes us human. Okay, this is what makes us human. It's that soul inside this human body that asks the questions that a lot of people don't ask, and it's the robot. It's the robot that they want us to become that never asks those questions, that just believes what they're told and follows the Pied Piper. That's what we're trying to convince people not to do, to not follow in the footsteps of some of their peers. That, you know, there's a cliff up there, and you're going to fall down that cliff unless you open up your eyes and realize where you're walking towards.
They are breeding anger. There's no doubt in my mind. They're breeding anger. They're breeding polarization. They're breeding things. They're calling us the United States.
They want a violent revolution,
right.
don't they?
They're calling us the United States, but we're so divided right now. We're so polarized. And when did we just stop, put aside all these push-button issues and say to ourselves, we're human beings, and we're all trying to find the truth. We're all trying to find out what's up there. And you know what? Maybe the truth is elusive. Maybe it's something we'll never find. Maybe it's subjective. Maybe we should all just stop and say to ourselves, we don't know, neither do you. So why don't we just smile, hug each other, and get on with our lives? Because I'm just so, I don't believe in the polarization. I have a hard time dealing with, you know,
so
being conservative just for the sake of being conservative, or being liberal just for the sake of being liberal. I'm on the liberal team. I'm on the conservative team. When have you ever been on the team for life, the team for liberty, and the team for the pursuit of happiness? It's just as simple as that. They put it down in words, and now they're just idle words anymore. Now it's all about whose side are you on, whether you're for abortion or against abortion. How many times have you been told, this is the most important election of your life? Well, you know what? The last election was the most important of your life. The election with Bush was the most important election of your life. The election before that was the most important election of your life. And you know what? They do the same thing each time. They have not changed. Mm-hmm. And as Einstein said, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result, and it doesn't happen, you're insane. Mm-hmm. They're creating a country of insanity. They're creating a country of doublethink, divisiveness. And while the Reverend Jesse Jackson said some wonderful things about the Aaron Campbell shooting, and how he said there were a lot of things that we need to do, checks and balances, and he said a lot of things, there were a lot of things he said that were divisive as well, and we need to keep our heads together. I'm talking about white America. I'm talking about black America. I'm talking about America. Mm-hmm. I'm talking about the whole country. We're all basically in the same boat.
We do recognize that racism comes from all different directions, and very much black racism is real as well.
Well, sure. I mean, there's racism everywhere. There are people that have hatred for certain races, but it's bred. It's bred into you.
It will be confronted, just like white racism is dealt with. And that's me speaking personally.
Well, it's all dealt with in a certain way, and the bottom line is the way they deal with it is police state, and we're in it. We're in one now. If you read about the Sean Bell case in the New York Times today, if you read about the Aaron Campbell case in the Oregonian today, if you read about police brutality in Cookeville, Tennessee, if you read about all of the problems we're seeing where police officers are shooting women, and that, but here's another thing too.
We haven't talked about that tonight,
well,
Clyde.
And we haven't talked about that, and we haven't talked about the hunting of police officers in Seattle. I mean, officers are scared to death because there are other people out there that say they're going to hunt police officers.
Look at how they frame the story, and it's all about looking at the story behind the story, the headline behind the headline. And the headline that they're going with, Clyde, right now in the mainstream is that a deputy was shot at a bar because someone was shot in Gresham where 3 women were shot. One of them was a deputy. Mm-hmm. The headline should read, off-duty deputy caused the shooting, was the one that pulled the trigger. But a lot of newspapers they felt uncomfortable, Clyde, putting the Gresham Police Department on the spotlight. Actually, he wasn't a Gresham police officer, but it did take place in Gresham. But he basically was an off-duty police officer, pulled his wife by the hair outside the bar, and then he shot her. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of stories dealing with domestic violence in police, and I'm not being anti-police or anti-military, but there are certain patterns here that we're seeing.
What we're seeing is the same thing that's happening with the military. When you militarize a group of people and you put them under pressure to deliver certain types of things, they tend to crack. The human brain can only take so much. Police officers now, they have a lot of things on their plate. And I'm not I'm not defending a police officer who shoots someone in the back. But what I'm saying is that I've known police officers. I know how their lives are under the gun too. When you're living under the gun, you do things that you do things that are considered to be, and no one can figure it out. Why did you do this? Why did you act this way? And I don't know Officer Forshand. I don't know him. I don't know what he did, what he was thinking when he shot Aaron Campbell. I know that the grand jury said that he is fine. He can go back to work.
Black man running.
I
feel in danger.
Well. But
it's kind of like deer hunting.
I don't know what the situation
At least I'm speaking for myself. I love doing that. And I don't necessarily mean to pull you in everything that I'm saying.
But I'm just saying that I don't know how an officer thinks. I don't know why he's thinking that way. I don't know what he's trained to do. I don't know what he's told to do. But what I can say is that whatever is happening, it's not working.
Exactly.
It's not working. The training's not working. And every time I hear the excuse that the training's poor, I say to myself, then where the hell is the training?
Now, with about 2 minutes left, let's go ahead and promote your show one more time. Just to get all the listener info for those listening online outside of the state of Oregon.
Okay. For those of you that are listening online outside of the state of Oregon that are watching this program on YouTube, you can go to zeropointradio.com. They run my shows 10 o'clock Pacific time. They run reruns of every show, and they run shows that are the previous shows. They're also available online for sale. I only sell them for $1. I don't want to overcharge people, but it's $1 if you want any of my shows, any of my past shows, if you need them for reference. If you go to groundzeromedia.org, I constantly update my website with ideas and with things that you need to look out for and things that will prep you for my shows that I do on KUFO, and that happens on 101.1 FM.
You can listen to a show in your car.
Yeah, and you listen to me in the car. The show is really kind of outrageous and interesting, but it's to do a point, to prove a point. It's really good. You'll really enjoy the show. One other thing is I'd like to talk about Mike Smith, who has developed groundzerotv.org. He, along with a guy by the name of Bill Coons started videotaping Ground Zero shows at Dante's, and I'd like to thank him too. But Mike has now taken hold of the video, and he has now put it on YouTube. He's put it on groundzerotv.org, and there you can watch some of the shows if you want to see the visuals. And what he does is he adds video footage and other things like this program and others. And we're going to be utilizing Alex in a lot of things, and also, once again, we're going to James Evan Pilato from MediaMonarchy.com. We're going to utilize these people because they're good resources and they have good things to talk about. So what's right now is this is an organization of the minds, an organization of the teams to try and get as much information out to you as we can. Alex Ansary at alexansary.com, MediaMonarchy.com, ZeroPointRadio.com, and GroundZeroMedia.com, my website where you can go. But remember, it's 101 FM, KUFO. I used to be on K-Bear 101. KUFO 101 here in Portland, Oregon, 10 p.m. on Sunday nights. It's 2 hours, and it flies by, and you'll get the information you need. And a lot of it's a lot of fun, a lot of it's crazy, a lot of it's... But there's a lot of good intention behind what we're talking about.
Certainly spread the word, even though Access TV is going through its own financial challenges. For now, this moment, we're still here. And for that, I am grateful. Also, that you're my friend, Clyde, that you're moving forward in the world, and that we're reaching more people every day, and people are asking questions. Even some people that are in the military coming back, police officers. I know you've got a huge demo of military vets listening to the show, and so it's just an amazing thing. I want to thank everybody for watching.
I love my listeners for being behind me even when I was sick with cancer. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you, PCM, for giving me an opportunity to be on this program, and thank you, everyone who supports Ground Zero. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Good night. Take care. Good show.